So, the clock's hands were painted on. So what? It doesn't matter. The photograph still depicts Dame Caroline as absent close to the time of the murder. That's significant. Don't be dense, Monsieur Rabbington. If the photograph is not completely genuine, then it cannot be considered a reliable evidence. Why not? It's still a portrayal of the night's events. Because if we accept that one part of the picture was edited, then we must accept the possibility that other parts were too. It is possible that Dame Caroline was painted out. Even worse, it is possible that another person was painted in. We know that the witness was trying to cover someone, so all possibilities must be accounted for. So, what are you saying, Falcon? That the housemaid paid off the photographer? Or was it Seigneur Bourtois de Miao, perhaps? I don't think so. The housemaid lacks means and motive, and it wouldn't make sense for Seigneur Bourtois to implicate his own daughter. Well, surely you're not suggesting that the honest and beloved Baron Roggerl deliberately tried to frame Dame Caroline? Because that would be the most outlandish theory yet. The Baron is a pillar in our community. He would never do such a thing. Monsieur Rabbington, I'm not here to throw accusations. That's the job of you, the prosecutor. However, perhaps I should offer my opinion. Baron, it's not time for your witness testimony yet. So you would think, prosecutor, and yet I see my good reputation. He has curly curls in his hair, getting tarnished by your incompetence. Incompetence? Indeed. I'm doing the wrong voice. Indeed. Let us proceed with the witness questioning. Is that fine with you, Judge?
Yes, I suppose that's fine.
Very good. I trust the defense has no objections? No objections here. Fantastic. Oh, but before I forget, I pledge to speak without fear and prejudice, etc., etc. Now, prosecutor, ask me about what I witnessed over the course of the evening. Oh, okay. Baron Roggerl, on the night of the initial dinner went magnificently. When the photographer arrived, Monsieur Grenouille left to visit the garden. Dame Caroline followed behind him moments later. Seigneur Bourtois, Monsieur Rebelio, and myself were engaged in conversation, so we paid her no mind. After the photographer had left, my housemaid left to go find Monsieur Grenouille and Dame Caroline. That would be when I heard her cry for help. Thank you, Baron. I think we all know the story from here. I would like to cross-examine the witness. Do you doubt my integrity, garçon? I'm just here to uncover the truth, Baron. Very well, then. Hit me with your best shot. Let us establish with absolute certainty that I, Baron Roggerl, am an honest lion. He says man, but he's a lion.
The defense may proceed with the cross-examination.
Bum bum bum. Let's start with the dinner, I guess. Baron Roggerl, I would like to ask about the dinner you served that evening. Very well. Ask away. Regarding the... Let's talk about that red herring. Now, about this red herring. Yes, what about it? I'm not sure, but I feel it's of vital importance to the case. Falcon, I just want to clarify this. Are you saying that you wish to pursue the red herring? No, I'm not an idiot. No, on second thought, I suspect that the red herring may be a diversion. I'll leave it alone for now. That's a good call. The joke was starting to wear thin. Yes. Stolen cutlery. Let's go there. Earlier today, we established that silverware was stolen from your residence prior to the banquet. Indeed, I am aware of whom the culprit is, but I have decided not to press charges. It is curious, then, that you decided to serve steak. It isn't what one would describe as finger food, after all.
I don't know about that, Falcon. With the right attitude, all food can be finger food. With his little hands. His little hands.
There is nothing curious about it. Seigneur Pertois and Dame Caroline are vocal lovers of rare steak. I was merely suiting their needs.
Besides, what other choice did the Baron have, Falcon? Serve vegetable broth like a common peasant?
Do be quiet, prosecutor. You sound ridiculous.
Oh, sorry, Baron.
I guess? I don't know. Okay, never mind. Let's choose a different topic. Let's find out more about Monsieur Grenouille. Baron Roggerl. I have some questions about Monsieur Grenouille. God rest his soul. What was your relation? What was your relation to Monsieur Grenouille prior to his demise? We were business partners. Monsieur Grenouille, Seigneur Pertois de Miel, and myself all owned a third share in an up-and-coming railway company. Excuse the crassness of this question, but that means you and Seigneur Pertois would now own half of the company each, correct? Correct. I suppose that's a slight glimmer of benefit that arose from this foul situation. But, monsieur, you must understand that Monsieur Grenouille and I were friends as much as we were business associates. I mourn the man's passing. Of course. Why did he visit the garden? Why did Monsieur Grenouille leave to visit the garden? I mean, he was about to get his picture taken after all. People love getting their picture taken. I believe he wanted some fresh air. The steak did not sit well with him, I fear, because he's a frog. Oh, I see. But it is quite coincidental timing, isn't it? Oh, so? Well, Monsieur Grenouille felt sick and left the room just after the photographer arrived, but just before the murder occurred. Well, if he left after the murder occurred, that would be just silly. One might draw a link between the food and the sickness.
Oh, hold on, Falcon. Surely you aren't suggesting that Monsieur Grenouille's food was poisoned in some way?
No, that would be... No. There's nothing to indicate poisoning. I just found the timing somewhat puzzling. There is nothing puzzling about it. Monsieur Grenouille always had a soft stomach. It's really no surprise that he couldn't keep down a good rare steak. And why did you serve it? No, I think that's good. Garden. Baron, we saw the murder scene, your garden, for ourselves. What's with all those horses? Oh, I really want to ask that question, even though it's not relevant. When was the last time you visited? Baron Roggerl. When was the last time you ventured into your own garden? As it happens, I have quite serious allergies, so I smoke all the time. That clearly makes my allergies better. I haven't been in my garden for years. Years, you say? Indeed. That's not right. Baron, I do not wish to call you a liar, but that claim does not hold up to scrutiny. Oh, and why is that? Because we have hard evidence that you visited the garden recently. Balderdash, my word is gold. Show the court this so-called hard evidence that I've been in my own garden. A red herring. Okay. This was found in your garden. To be specific, it was found inside the fountain basin, right beside where the murder occurred.
Yeah, cigar butt. That could belong to anybody. And
Prosecutor, please shut your mouth. I can speak for myself.
okay, sorry, Baron.
That is indeed the remnants of one of my cigars, but I must apologize, Monsieur Falcon, for I misunderstood your initial question. You see, prior to the banquet, I had not visited my own garden in years. But naturally, after hearing the housemaid's cry for help on the evening of the murder, I rushed outside. I was shocked and disgusted by what I saw. That must have been when I dropped my half-smoked cigar in the fountain basin. That must be when I dropped my half-smoked cigar in the fountain basin.
You see, Falcon, there's a perfectly reasonable explanation. I would find that believable if the cigar were casually discarded. But as it happened, the cigar butt was found in the fountain's upper basin, a location that could only be accessed with great inconvenience. Or, you're trying to shoot hoops with a cigar, I guess. That would be very silly.
And a little paddling.
The cigar butt was not dropped, it was deliberately hidden.
There are any number of possible explanations.
Are there? Because I can think of only one. That is that you, Baron Rarl, deliberately hid your cigar butt to disguise your own illicit activities.
Did I know? And what illicit activities would those be?
You want me to spell it out? Fine, let's put everything on the table. You, Baron Rarl, I love this song,
murdered Monsieur Renouille,
and that is why you were trying to keep it hidden.
Directly accusing me of murder? How shamelessly brazen.
This is a ludicrous accusation, Falcon. The Baron is an upstanding citizen of the highest order. Your allegation is baseless. You have no evidence. No means, motive, or opportunity. No evidence. Think harder, Monsieur Remington. Every piece of evidence points to Baron Rarl as the prime suspect. You want the means? The Baron certainly has the means. His lion's claws are as sharp as a surgeon's blade. Gutting a frog belly would be trivial to him. Now listen to this song as we jam out. Even Monsieur Rubinio confessed just moments ago that he feared his claws.
Ridiculous. I would never threaten a man with violence.
You want a motive? The Baron has at least 10,000 francs worth of motive. By removing a business partner, the Baron's share of his railway company increased from 1/3 to 1/2.
This is preposterous.
And finally, the Baron had an opportunity. No, he crafted the perfect opportunity. He arranged a small banquet with a very select number of guests. He was aware of the missing silverware, and yet he served steak, a food item that necessitates good cutlery. Why? To bloody the hands of his guests, of course. Then he hired an easily influenced photographer and staged a very specific picture in order to build the perfect alibi for himself. Alright, the photographing the guests in front of a handless clock to make for easy editing is quite an ingenious plan. It must be said.
Prosecutor, are you just going to let this slanderous yarn go uncontested? Say something. Object.
I am.
Oh, you're pitifully useless.
After executing the murder, the Baron found himself still holding a single piece of incriminatory evidence, his finished cigar. He knew that leaving it at the crime scene would raise suspicion, but he didn't have time to properly dispose of it. So, out of desperation, he threw it into his fountain, out of the sight of his guests and any snooping police. I imagine the Baron was hoping to implicate Seigneur Pertois de Miao, since that would ensure total control over his railway company. Alas, Dame Caterline was the first to happen upon the crime scene, so the Baron improvised.
This is an outrage. Judge, I demand that you disbar this ranting lunatic.
No, there is only one outrage here. That is, that a man like yourself is able to abuse his wealth and status to frame an innocent girl for murder. You're a bourgeois of the worst kind.
How dare you, garçon? What a nerve for a lying scumbag of a lawyer to accuse a philanthropist like myself is something so heinous. I'm nothing like the fat cat bourgeois. I am a respectable. I am a respectable, hard-working capitalist.
Oh, what is it that, Oh, I'll look it up later. No, you are a ruthless man who would slaughter a dear friend just to reap a few francs.
You incredulous whelp. I oughta got you right here and now, like a damned frog.
I don't see how gutting a frog is a thing that people say.
Could someone please restrain the Baron?
I'm on it, Your Honor. Let's go, old man. To the concierge with you.
Don't touch me, you filthy jackjaw. I can walk myself right into this mess.
This is quite a turn of events. Does the prosecution have anything to add?
Well, in a manner of speaking, well, to be honest, no.
Then I shall now confer with the members of the jury to come to a decision. I ask that the animals of the court please be patient in this time.
Falcon, that was pretty incredible.
Thank you. I just hope it was enough.
What do you mean? You just proved Cataline's innocence.
Innocence.
We'll get a not guilty verdict for sure.
Sparrowson, I think you've misunderstood something important about the justice system.
What's that?
I haven't proved anything. As lawyers, we cannot deal in proofs. It's just not possible. All we can do is organize the evidence and convincingly explain what it suggests. I haven't proved Dame Cataline's innocence. All I have done is demonstrate that there is a significant possibility that she is not guilty, and implicated someone else in the bag.
I'm not sure that I can understand the difference.
We have reached a decision. In light of the recent revelations, it is clear that an error of judgment was made with the initial arrest. On that note, we unanimously find the defendant, Dame Catiline de Meow, to be not guilty.
Alright.
Monsieur Falcon, Petite Sparrowson, you did it.
Yeah, I suppose we did, didn't we?
We should head back to the office so we can celebrate properly. You did it, Falcon.
I can't take all the credit. This was a group achievement.
I'm so proud of you both.
I'll go get 1 bottle of wine and 3 of our least dirty glasses.
You were amazing, Monsieur Falcon.
It was nothing.
I very much liked the way you pinned the murder on the Baron. That was an act of sheer genius.
I didn't pin anything. Sparrowson and I just worked at unveiling the truth, given the facts of the case.
Monsieur Falcon, there is no need to play coy. The case is over.
Play coy. Like a fish.
Don't tell me you're actually being sincere.
I'm completely lost.
Oh, wow. I thought the goody two-shoe thing was an act, but you actually don't know. All right, I'll spell it out for you.
Kitty paws! Kitty paws!
I murdered Monsieur Grenouille. I saw him in the garden, all drunk and vulnerable, and I seized my opportunity. It is so cute. It was nothing personal, just business, you understand.
Business.
To increase my papa's share of the train company, of course.
My papa always said that the drunk old frog was the weakest link. Your confession doesn't make any sense at all. I found Baron Rorrel's cigarette butt hidden in the garden. Oh, I put that there. I expected the police to find it, but I suppose that was putting too much faith in the brains of Paris's finest.
But Falcon proved that Monsieur Robinho's photograph was edited.
It was edited. I wasn't in the picture because I was busy paying a visit to Monsieur Grenouille in the garden. My papa knew I needed an alibi, so he ordered Monsieur Robinho to paint me over Baron Roggerl and to add hands to the clock. But that lazy artist didn't manage to finish altering the photograph by trial day. It's a good thing that Monsieur Falcon was so imaginative, because that could have gone very badly. What's with the silence? You should both be proud. There aren't many lawyers in the whole of France who could have won a case like this, even for a bourgeois kitty like me.
Blink. I think you should leave.
Fine. So much for the celebrations. Here's the payment for your services, straight from my papa's pockets, who is not here to celebrate. Well, adieu, Monsieur Falcon. Adieu, Petit Sparrowson.
Falcon, what do we do now? Falcon.
Dun dun dun. So that's the end of Act 1. I wonder if I could have pinned it on the housemaid. She is, after all, a thief. Just a moment. We'll find out. Okay, well, I've gone through all of the decision trees I could possibly go through. It looks like I have no option but to defend Dame Catterline and frame Baron Rorrel. So that'll be it it for today, and I will see you next week with more Aviary Attorney.
Let's make a move.
I'll see you guys on Vox.